All right, Coach, so first of all, just kind of break down the quarterback situation. You said Peter's going to get the start this week.
He is. Both Steven and Ryan have been hampered with injuries the last several weeks. Steven's coming off a foot injury, which is gradually getting better every week, but it's not quite 100%. Ryan had an arm injury, which is getting better, but not quite 100%. So we want to kind of shut them down just a little bit. We'll continue to practice, but at the same time get Peter more reps and get him more game ready. He's been getting plenty of reps, with that situation already, we felt Peter did a great job in the second half of the game against Monmouth last week, and he adds a different dimension. We had actually planned on using Peter in the first half in the game as kind of a change-up, and the way the first half went, that didn't happen. So it unfolded differently than we expected, but I expect this to be a fluid situation, in the coming weeks as we get the other two guys healthy.
Just talk about his progression so far from the first day he stepped on campus to where he's at now.
It was very evident that he was a very talented player, but he's a very intelligent player as well. He's what we call a high football IQ, and he's really picked up the system well. He's a tremendous athlete as well as a great thrower, so he's a legitimate dual threat, and that obviously changes the complexion of the game for the opposing defense.
He won Rookie of the Week this week, and you've had a number of those honors so far. Just talk about the recruiting class that's come in here and kind of stepped in and produced for you.
We felt we had a quality recruiting class last year. It was small. There wasn't a lot of them, and I think some of them were relatively unknown out these parts. But Peter, for example, came in from Chicago, so maybe some of our opponents didn't know him. He was a one-year starter out of GoHolyCross Academy outside of Chicago, and we had him in camp. We saw his potential, so we thought we got a great one, and we thought there were other guys in the class in the same boat. So I think the talent level is very, very good, but there were only 16 of them. So a lot of people thought that we took too few guys, but with the Patriot League rules reducing roster sizes in the coming years, we couldn't take a big class. So that's not going to be as big an issue moving forward, but it certainly was last year.
And then finally this week, Dartmouth. Just break down that matchup.
It's a great rivalry. First of all, we've been playing each other since the early 1900s, and it's dead even at this point. So it's been a great rivalry. They beat us here last year, so obviously we want to rectify that problem. But we're excited to play again. Dartmouth's a good team. They're coming off a win. Their first game was against Butler last week, and they're a very good team in all three phases. They too have a dual threat quarterback that's really changed the complexion of their offense, and he's a great player, and he has a great running back right next to him in the backfield. So they're going to give us some issues, from a defensive standpoint, and they're a very aggressive style defense as well. So they're a good football team, and we're expecting a very difficult game.